Mr. Eluemunor.
Yes.
We have got little time, and I want to ask this question. Do you think that the current security situation and all these noises from outside will affect Tinubu's chances of re-election in 2027? Because some people are saying, for example, Ojus Okalo, a lawmaker representing Abia North, said on Channel TV yesterday that the whole of this insecurity surge is all political, or should I say, politically motivated.
Towards what end? So you didn't add that. Well, Oji, you didn't tell me towards what end he said. If it was politically motivated so as to truncate Tinubu's chances, well, so if that's the reason,
yes, exactly, to bring Tinubu's government down,
then Tinubu should thank his God. If that's the reason, now they are now bringing up, then Tinubu should go and solve the problem and end the marks and end a second term. Tinubu himself and others the PAPC got back into power simply because of or on very large grounds over the insecurity in the land. So if we are saying they failed, that if a leader fails in any way, he should not be rewarded with. He should not be rewarded. Any leader who has failed should give way for another one who could succeed. Tinubu has about 2 years or so to show what he can do. Yes, let be those who don't like you are now bringing this up politically. Just as APC people brought up this against Jonathan politically and won. Because Jonathan didn't solve the problem. He didn't. Sorry, I stand on that ground. So Tinubu too should go solve the problem. If it doesn't, come on. That's if Nigeria is under the rule of law. I don't know whether it has changed. If we're under the rule of law, not just that is a lawful, no, under. The constitution is the law. Nigeria is under it. So when I hear people talking of Tinubu government, I talk of Tinubu administration. Because part of the government, you have various arms of government. The judiciary is not supposed to be under Tinubu, so it's not. The National Assembly, legislature is not supposed to be under Tinubu. Even the fourth arm, which is, of course, we know it's not real, but it's in the Constitution. The press, the media, is not under Tinubu. Tinubu is Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic, Federal-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He's not the Commander-in-Chief of Nigeria. He is Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Yes. So, is there insurgency in anywhere? Come on, he should rise up. Command the troops under him. Commander-in-Chief. He's my president. I salute him, if I'm allowed. But he should do his duty. If he does it, this is the time. If this is why they want him out and he so much wants to remain in power, come on, he should stand up and give this and solve the problem. Are we saying it cannot be solved? Excuses, there have no need for excuses here. There's something I wrote, I called there must be limits to pain. There must be limits to propaganda. We want results. And if we cannot solve the problem, we'll look for somebody else who can solve them. That is if we're under the rule of law. That is if we're under the rule of law, then the votes should count. And then those people who vote it's a majority rule. Whoever the majority votes for should come into power. If tomorrow the majority says Tinubu, they'll finish. God bless them and God bless Tinubu. God bless Mr. President. God bless Nigeria. God bless Africa. But Nigeria must come first. It's not political party. If people are raising this, beautiful. Let Tinubu solve them. If Tinubu cannot solve them, somebody else should solve them. Finish. Finish.
Now,
it's nobody's birthright.
One more question before we wrap it up.
Yes.
One more question, Mr. Okay, one more question before we wrap it up.
Yes.
Now, there seems to be sabotage in our security. Captives taken from the. I've heard that a single gunman, I mean to say, has been arrested or killed by our security agents. So why is this so? Why can't our own, security, Nigerian soldiers own up to this responsibility to fish out these criminals? What is the problem? Is it a problem of lack of equipment or lack of political will? What is actually the problem here? Why can't we fish these people out and decisively?
I didn't hear all you asked. A lot were garbled. A lot was garbled. But I think I get the drift. The drift could be, why have they not arrested maybe individual or gun-toting Fulani herdsmen, right? Is that the question?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe under certain sections or from certain circles, some people could have been granted the right to bear arms. I don't know. If so, that's an issue. Then maybe other people too should be granted the right to bear arms and protect themselves. You see, we don't have all the pieces of information in the public place. But so because of that, you cannot exactly pinpoint, okay, this is a problem or that is a problem. The decision making is so opaque. A lot has not been made public. I wouldn't just go and say, oh, the police is indecisive, or the police, they don't arrest people because they are northerners, and then because these people are Igbos, that's why they go after them. The killers that come in, you don't even see them. They are not, it's not the average Fulani man you see that are the killers. The problem in Nigeria has to be, first of all, studied. Here, the US is where you have the intelligence community that must come in. What I think of, and that's just my thought, is that somewhere, somehow, there must be a militia that move from here to there. If they have a problem somewhere, some people we call them, we are having problems here. Then, or you kill 2 or 3 people, then they go. One day, 2 months, 3 months, a group of people will be driven in somewhere, they shoot and disappear into the night. And when the people now rise up to go and retaliate, they meet their ordinary Fulani people in the forest and attack them. The soldiers who came in, the foot soldiers who came in, may have already gone. And that is where we are getting it wrong. So anybody may say, how did they move from here to there to go and shoot at people? That is even the wrong question. We are getting it wrong. Totally wrong. If you allow something they use to make explosive, if they need 20 items to be fused together and make a bomb, if they lack 5 of such things, they may not make that bomb. So if you track things very well and you don't allow the bomb making instrument to come in, there will be no bombs in the hands of criminals. If you don't allow guns in, so you begin from there. Once you allow the guns into the hands of people you don't control, who are not supposed to have them, you have already failed. You have already failed in security matters. You can no longer control the usage of. So to begin to check who uses this gun and who uses this, it's nonsense. Arms should not be allowed to come in indiscriminately. Until you do that, we don't have a nation. You don't go and import arms into Israel. You don't. As you are putting arms or things to use call it any port, call it from Lagos port. Before you deploy before the ship moves, Israel already knows. They are waiting for you. So Nigeria should study this problem of insurgency very well. What do we do? We are talking of building up the army from this number to that number so that we go and fight. Fight who? You must know who you are fighting. You must know what terrain. Intelligence sources will tell you what is involved. We have just lost a brigadier general, Mba. To a lot of people, Mba died because he was an Igbo man. That may not be true. I don't buy that. It's very likely that if a northerner was commanding, he would still die. Perhaps there was, how could such an important military movement was going on, and there was no air cover for 1 hour, 2 hours. Nothing could scramble from the air to go to the rescue of people wearing Nigerian uniforms, Nigerian troops. People called just as we've left the Nigerian called Sharibu. It's just simply different thing. We left Chile there. They just left a brigadier general. In 1 hour, 30 minutes, plane could not move, helicopter could not move. Even if they just start shooting and ensure that where he was, nothing, these people could not reach him until ground troops will move in and come on. I'm a Nigerian. I am sad that could happen in my own country. So what happens to other Nigerians? What happens to you? If you're in trouble, who will come to rescue you? Who? If your friend calls, I'm in trouble, who will come? That is the Nigerian problem. We all remember that young lady who died who used to work for Arise Television. If we know, if we have a way of not looking at the real tragedy. That lady jumped from the other 3rd floor, 4th floor. Why did she jump? She had a phone. The first thing that would have occurred to somebody was to call the gate people to call the police, or she could call any of her, please call the police. But are we saying that maybe she would have called, but nobody answered, or you wait for this and nobody will come? If she was sure that the police will come in 5 minutes, she would never have taken that jump. Just as we failed Sharibu, the system failed her. Those people that went to kill her, 12 of them, in the end they were caught. But they were caught, it was already too late. A Nigerian had died. It was total failure. Those people should have been caught before that girl died. That is how that's how security works. The Nigerian troops, this Mbada we're talking of, how many other Nigerians have died like that in ambush? In fact, that is the way Boko Haram has been getting their ammunitions. And now, I'm not a soldier man, but I've been reading military history. One of my favorite books is The Guns of August, about the First World War. I know about Rommel, I know about Hitler, I know about the invasion of, the invasion of Moscow, and how it failed in the Second World War. How the United States got into the war. So I know that every time they come back from a battle, what they normally check again is this, what went wrong, what is this, and how do we get it right next time? What lessons learned? Finish. Right. It's here we don't talk about lessons. In Nigeria, there's no agreed upon Biafran history. You have no history of that civil war. None anywhere. None. That this was what happened, and this was what happened, this happened in Ore. This was how it began to go back here. We don't. Even when your people chance upon libraries, they burn the libraries. They don't retrieve the papers to know how the Battle of Ore was fought, how the Battle of Uzuakoli was fought, how the Battle of this was fought, who did this and who did that. Yeah. We lack such things. It is a shame. So we have been fighting Boko Haram for the past 13 years, and they are still winning. We are still losing. So are we telling me that the soldiers that come out from our NDA, those that came out from Sandhurst, those that were trained in India, those that so even at the War College here in Abuja, at NIPS, they don't know anything about talking about what lessons learned. If we apply those lessons learned, if we have been applying them, that man, Mba and his boy, would not have, what happened to them wouldn't have happened. What has been happening is that Boko Haram will simply go and ambush a movement of Bixua to get more arms. Perhaps money too. It happened and they succeeded. We have not been told the arms we lost. That is the major problem with us. We don't learn any lessons. We just continue
All right.
as if we are brainless. We are not brainless. We have a president. Nigeria is lucky. We have a president who actually is an accountant. I don't know if you know what that means. An accountant. So if we can just say our problem is overspending, we have to cut the cost of governance and slash it. We have an accountant leading Nigeria now. But has he shown? Yes, very well.
Renowned journalist and media consultant. Thank you for your contribution and time. It's nice. It was a pleasure having you on our program for the first time.
Yes, it's my pleasure to have been involved in this. I like your platform. It's being run by young men and young women. It's like you have a policy that nobody there will be over 50 years old, and I support the policy. Don't let people of my generation to come and pollute your generation. When I was in school, I wrote one article, and I said, if you're above 45 years old, I curse your generation for messing up my generation. And well, my generation has failed too. May your generation succeed. May you build the Nigeria of our dreams. Go beyond that and build the Africa of our dreams. Africa must arise. Africa must arise. I challenge you, Africa must arise.
Oh, shall be so. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your contribution.
Bye.
We are hoping to have you again some other time to talk on national issues, because I would have asked you a lot of more questions, but time is not on our side any longer. So I hope you will grant us this interview next time if we call on you, sir.
Just let me know.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
You young guys, I will.
Thank you very much. All right.
Be Nigerian, be African. May God bless you. Be open, be Nigerian, be African.
Okay. All right, viewers, this is where we draw the curtain on the morning show. I hope you loved the program. If you did, do not hesitate to hit the like button, make your comments on these issues we have discussed, and subscribe to DDM TV. Of course, share this video widely so that others might watch and learn from this brain we have had today. I am Toshua Fair with my co-host Ibrahim Umawase. See you some other time for a fresh edition of the morning show. See you. Bye-bye.